All right, what's up, everybody? It is another episode of Monday Halls Live. This is going to be episode number 42, and it's me and my good buddy MT hanging out tonight. We're going to show off some of the books that we picked up over the past week to week and a half. So thank you all for tuning in. Quick note for those who maybe aren't aware, we've got 3 different videos that we do here on a weekly basis on the Carl's Collects Comics channel. This is the Monday. This is Monday Halls, which is live show now on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Central. Then we've got the giveaway show on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Central. And then Friday features, many Fridays, not all, but many Fridays, a new video will go live. Sometimes it's a top 10 list, sometimes a creator interview, sometimes it's a instructional how-to video, like the current series that I've got up right now, which is Comic Collecting for Beginners. It's a 4-part video series for new comic collectors, available now on YouTube for free. Just one more way that we can give back to the comic community. So without keeping things going any much further, I'm going to go ahead and reveal MT and I hanging out here in our respective spots. MT, how you doing tonight?
Good. Good to be with y'all. Super excited to look at some recent pickups. Good to see Harm's Way Chad and Wayways.
Yeah. What's up, Harm's Way and Wayways, and anybody else that is going to pop in and watch this on the replay? So we're going to keep it to about 20-25 minutes tonight. Try to land it a little bit after 10:30 tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get it started. But remember, Monday Halls Live is our live stream where we show off the books that we picked up, and we give you a little bit of insight into why we picked up the books we picked up. If you've watched, like last week, MT gave us some really good Thor books to be on the lookout for. So make sure, if you haven't watched episode 41, go back and watch that. It's a longer episode, but there's a lot of good information. And he was picking apart some of the scenes from the new Thor Love and Thunder trailer that went live. So MT, you want to share what you got?
Yeah. In fact, you reminded me of what I've actually been purchasing, and I can't remember where I put it, but a lot of the books that I'm buying right now are Guardians of the Galaxy and cosmic characters. And unfortunately, I didn't prep very many of those, but I think that those are all good books to be buying right now. All right, I picked up a pair of these from my good buddy Paul Comics.
Yeah,
I used to like Wonder Twins. Was on a comic when I was, or on a cartoon when I was a kid. I used to watch it, and Robot Chicken used to have little funny skits with the Wonder Twins on it. So I picked up an A and a B cover from my good buddy Paul on these. I got up on my board, which has got quite a bit of glare on it right now. Let's see if I can adjust that. Maybe you can see it. Oops, that made it worse. Here's my 2 recent slab pickups. Of course, they're both Thors. This book is getting very, very hard to find. This is the first appearance of Greg Gargoyle. This is also the first appearance of Carnella the Norn Queen, who's going to be in the upcoming Thor movie. It's getting real hard to find these in Raws. And then this is also another Carnella. I believe this is Carnella's first cover appearance. This also has Jane Foster's first appearance in continuity, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, second appearance of Lady Sif, first as adult. This is a Stan Lee Jack Kirby classic cover. Doesn't matter what grade it is in. It's a good one. Another run. My other slab I got last. This one might be pushing 2 weeks, but it's still pretty doggone new. I haven't shown anybody this yet. I've been trying to fill out an Invaders run. I like World War II books. This is the last comic in the run. Cool battle cover. Very cool battle cover.
What's up for Pete Sake? Good to see you, sir. Glad you're here with us. I didn't know you were an Invaders fan.
Oh yeah, yep. Big Invaders, Fury, Nick Fury, and Howling Commandos. Big fan of those. And the Secret Warriors, which they became Secret Warriors in the more modern iteration. I got a big box of books from my buddy T-Pain, and in that box I got some Pinky and the Brain comics, which was another cartoon. It was a little bit beyond, but these were kind of more cerebral, kind of funny.
What's up, Steven Hooper?
Cartoons, if you remember those when you're old enough to remember when these were on TV. From Michael Presses, I got a signed set of Civil War Frontline.
Oh.
An entire run. Every single book is signed. And this is like the perspective of Ben
Urich.
Ben Urich, there you go.
Yeah.
Was a reporter, and so he's like reporting on the events of Civil War. And in this one particular, there's a side story with Speedball from the New Warriors, and he becomes penance because he was part of the reason that Nitro blew up Stamford, Connecticut at a school and killed a bunch of kids. So he becomes penance, and I don't even know if that character's still around. Might be short-lived. But there's also this like sleeper cells of Atlanteans in this storyline. It was kind of not a whole lot of people bought this. There wasn't a whole lot of print counts of this, but this is the one key book in the run, and it's not signed, but that's the first appearance of Penance in this one. But kind of neat to have a full set where most of them are signed at any rate.
That is really cool. That is a nice. I didn't realize you had picked that up from him.
He's got gems, man.
Yeah, he does, man. That Star Wars, it was everything I could do to keep from bidding on that Star Wars, the Crimson Empire lot. I've been wanting that for a while. I have some of them, but not all of them are signed. And I'm a closet Dave Dorman fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, those painted covers, man, those are some of the best. He's one of the most underrated artists out there, because I don't think he gets the recognition that he should for the level of work he does.
I do love me a painted cover. There is no doubt about that. I also picked up, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 Strange Tales and Tales to Astonish out of a pull box on another channel that showed up here. Some of those have kind of moved on already, but I'm always on the hunt for Silver Age stuff. But one of the other cool things that I got, there is this Dynamic Forces did a limited Jason Aaron, who's one of my favorite creators here. There's only 125 of these signed Jason Aaron books from Dynamic Forces, and I now own 2 of them.
Wow.
This is
There's how many of them?
What's that? 125.
125. What's up, Joe 47 and I Read Comics? And Harm's Way. We had a couple minutes behind. I was getting back to the house late, but we are here and going.
So this number 1 is still pretty reasonable. You can usually find them in back bins. It's probably jumping up there, but this is the first appearance of Jarborn, his axe that he used when he was younger and not worthy of Mjolnir, and also in his Thor the Unworthy series. So that's the first appearances in this. This is also there's another first appearance in this book that escapes my mind. But anyway, it's cool to have 2 out of the only 125 of those to have 2 copies.
That is really
and
cool.
The last thing I have on hand here quickly, I picked up another copy of Machine Men number 1. He was instrumental in the Marvel Zombie series because he couldn't be turned into a zombie. Him and Joe Costa have an interesting story, and I think Marvel Zombies 3, I think it was.
Interesting.
I got a bunch of Thing comics from T-Pain. where Thing gets his butt kicked in just about every issue. See, look at that. You can tell he's getting his butt kicked there. He gets his butt kicked in every single comic.
Got his butt kicked across the city or something.
You got the Spider-Punk action figure variant.
Man, I think that's another book. Those are another type of variant that I think hasn't caught on, but is just incredibly undervalued. It's those a lot of those action figure variants were ratios.
Yeah, 1 in 10s and
yeah,
1 in 5s.
Yep.
So I got a couple more Spider-Verse books. I think some of these are not they're ratios or B covers or variants. There's Spider Noir. I remember when I've got a Spider Noir #1 somewhere in one of my boxes in the basement. I don't know. There's this weird gunslinger character. Don't know who he is.
I think that's actually Gunslinger Spider-Man, right?
Don't know. Guess this is as good as mine. Some other weird looking spider creature here. Don't know who he is. And then a pretty odd cover here, but that's the other one out of that run. I bought a book that was supposed to be a double insert book. It turned out to not be a double insert book, but it's a Captain America Mark Jeweler variant with the hot pink insert. I don't get very many hot pink inserts. This might be only the second one I've ever owned. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, I'll turn it back over to Carlos. If I can pull out a couple of my cosmic books that I think are really good, cheap books up right now, I'll show those after you show a couple of your books.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Time.
All right. Yeah. We'll definitely make time for it because I want you to show off some of those books. All right. Hey, so as you know, Monday Hauls Live, what we do is we just show off some of the books that we've been picking up over the past week to week and a half. Just like each of you guys, we're collectors first, and we love to share stuff that we got and also hear from you about what you think of it. Harmsway, I was reading what you were saying about the action figure variants. I really think they're either, it's one of those things where you're either going to be into them or you're not. And I think that's why they haven't, quote, caught on to the level of some of the other variants. Because for me, I grew up right around, like I was at that formative age when those, y'all might remember those cheesy Secret Wars action figures that came out in conjunction with the comic series.
Yeah, and the cartoon.
Yeah, and they had like those shields with those lenticular little badges inside of them.
Yep.
So for me, well, that and then like this, of course, Star Wars action figures. I grew up having those around everywhere, and so for me, again, like most of my oddball pickups, it always comes down to a nostalgia angle for me. So that's kind of where that's part of the action figure variant thing for me. And then some of them just look really cool. Some of them, they look like really slick the way they're put together, and it makes me kind of wish that it was an actual real action figure. So that's just a thought on that. So here's I'm going to go through. So one of our local comic shops here in the greater Houston area had a huge sale, and so a lot of us were out picking them up. If you follow Paul on Instagram, you've seen his stuff. So a lot of us were doing that. I mean, if they had a Silverhawks version, I might consider it, though. Hey, you and me both. That Silverhawks seriously needs to get rebooted. What's up, Nelvis Eats? Good to see you as well. So here's a couple of the books. These are the only new books that I picked up this past week. I went ahead and grabbed Captain America #0, the wraparound cover, because I wanted to read the story. It's a really nice looking wraparound. I think there's actually a new character maybe in this one.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I think every comic nowadays is like back in the day, it always has a new character debuting. So I picked this one up because I like this one better than the other ones. I don't know if this was a ratio or not. I just liked it, and it's a PC pickup.
Who's the girl on the bottom of the cover there? I don't recognize her.
Well, this is Shuri. This is Shuri right here.
Oh, is that who that is? Okay.
Yeah, that's Shuri. I think it's Shuri. Yeah, I think it's her. And then, so as you know, also I'm a fan of Primos, which is the AWA Upshot series, a limited series from Al Madrigal and Carlo Barberi, who, by the way, Carlo Barberi is killing it on the artwork, the interior art for these. I'm really enjoying this whole idea of Hispanic superheroes that are descended from a line of Mayans from space.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's what's in that. Oh, I gotta buy that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a really fun book. This is the variant right here, Cousins by Blood, Heroes by Choice. It's kind of got a cool Art Deco, not Art Deco.
Oh, that is sweet. Who's the publisher on that, Carlos?
This is so AWA Upshot. They're the same ones who did Erratic and Not All Robots, and a bunch of other really cool series. And so what they do is, like, Axel Alonso, who was an editor at Marvel, branched out and he started this little this kind of boutique publishing company. And what they do is they go in and they tell a limited series story of like 4 to 6 issues, just to kind of test the waters with the property. And they put it out there, see how it does, see if it gets traction. And then that gives them the opportunity to come back around and tell another story, a fresh story with the same characters in the same world later on if they so choose. So Primos is one. Al Madrigal, some of you might know him as he was one of the Daily Show correspondents with Jon Stewart. He's a comedian.
Sure.
I actually was really impressed with the story and the characters that he created and what he came up with. I think some of it came from like stories he'd heard from like an uncle of his. And so I'm a big fan of Hispanic superheroes, even more so when they're Hispanic superheroes whose power sets tie back to their heritage or their culture. So that's what got me on Primos when I first saw it. This is the A cover right here. You can see the 3 main characters on it. Just really cool character design. And yeah, it's neat, because when the original Black Panther film came out in 2018, it was really inspiring to me, because the thing was, I was like, what could I take like my son and my nephews to go see that featured characters that were like, that look like them. And so, since then, so that's why I'm like super stoked about Blue Beetle and super stoked that they might do something else with Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, and some of the other Hispanic superheroes that are in the mix, because there's quite a bit more than there were. Like in 2018, that's what got me started on my whole Zorro kick, which we're going to revisit Zorro because I've got some cool Zorro pickups as well. Weiwei's Erratic is definitely worth picking up. Harm's Way, yeah, I did. I picked up issue number 1 of Home. I covered it in like, I think episode number 20 something of Monday Hauls, but the short of it was, sadly, I felt very like it was pandering to me, and I'm not down with that. I want something more than just like blatant, social commentary. I'm just not down with that. I'm not talking about like agreeing or not, like from a social or political standpoint. I'm talking about like I want really fleshed out characters. And after I read the first issue, I was just kind of like, man, this isn't hitting it the way I was really, I was hoping it would hit home and really connect with me. Now, I'm not saying that it's not worth picking up or that people shouldn't pick it up, because I think you should read and judge for yourself if you're interested. But yeah, it was one that I couldn't really get into. And to me, as far as concept execution, Primos has definitely knocked it out of the park when it comes to a young preteen to teen Hispanic character developing superpowers. So that's my little thing on Primos. I always talk about him because I love it. So I'm excited to read issue number 3, and I can already tell I'm going to want more of the same story. I'm going to want to see more of it. All right, so here's some other. Well, yeah, I did get some other new books, so I'll show these real quick. Something is Killing the Children, number 21. I had picked up the Mask die cut, but I also went ahead because this is just such a cool cover right here. So I snagged this one as well. Then I picked up, of course, Captain Carter. Now, and I should have ordered more than one, but I picked up Captain Carter number 1, the second print. Such an awesome cover on this one.
Yep, I've been buying those up every cover.
Yeah. I couldn't find them at a couple of my LCSs that I went to. Then here's 2 books that came in a shipment from Mr. MT himself. This is Zorro number 9 from the Marvel run. So he threw this in. Thank you much, MT, for this. Mm-hmm. And then this absolutely pristine copy of a preview edition of Zorro number 1. It's on newsprint. And I was floored at how the condition on it. So very thin, very easy to be messed up. But again, with my Hispanic superheroes collection, Zorro is he's one of the foundations, one of the cornerstones. So I was very excited to get this one as well. I'll show 2 more books that were part of the same.
Even like more importantly, Zorro is really one of the first superheroes, or the first masked hero in popular culture in America. Is really Zorro. There's nobody that really filled that role. You had Phantom shortly afterwards, but
right. Yeah, Zorro, I mean, he has a lot of significance. And so I do have a couple of the Zorro versus Dracula. I'm not sure if I have all of them, but I will check on it. If you have any that you want to sell, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram. Because I do want Zorro versus Dracula. Yes, I do want to get all the Zorro comic books, including that one. Zorro, massively underrated character. One of the first, the first Hispanic superhero, and one of the first masked men, if not the first masked men, to be featured. So as y'all know, some of y'all know, my son has started to get into Silver Age-ish books, and Daredevil's one of the titles. So I came across this in the sale. It's just there's nothing, I don't think, there's not a big deal about it or anything. It's Daredevil number 66. It's a nice little 15 center, and I'm going to put this in his box. So he's got a little box back here where he keeps his higher dollar stuff. What's up, Matt Sherman? Good to see you. And I read comics. If you check it out, let me know. Wayway's also, there was a Lone Ranger and Zorro crossover series that I don't have either. So here in town, we're going to have Rob Liefeld is going to do a signing on Free Comic Book Day. So I had picked up a copy of Youngblood number 1. This is the one that does the kind of the reverse flip thing. Mm-hmm. But this one was actually signed by Brian Murray. Who did some of the colors and layouts. So I'm going to see if I can get Rob Liefeld to sign it across the top here in like maybe a metallic blue or something over his name. See if he'll do that. So that's why I picked this one, because this is a personal collection. So again, another nostalgia pickup from growing up. I was a kid when the Image 90s boom happened.
Rock stars.
And I'm also a big fan of the Chuck Dixon, all of the Bat Family titles for Chuck Dixon. So the same seller that had that autographed copy of Youngblood number 1 also had a Detective Comics number 0 signed by Chuck Dixon.
Ooh, nice.
And so I liked it because Chuck doesn't do as many cons anymore. And this one was in about a 9.2 right here. This one is a little bit more beat up. It was about in a 7.5. But this is part of one of my favorite storylines, the Prodigal storyline. I'm going to be featuring that in an upcoming top 10 list for Nightwing comics that you should pick up now. The Prodigal storyline. So this is part 11, and this is Detective Comics number 681, and he signed it in black marker, so you can kind of see it. You can kind of make it there. So I've always loved this cover. It's just a cool looking cover, and it's part of that iconic storyline. So these 2 were signed by Chuck Dixon, and I picked those up in the same bundle to make sure my shipping. All right. MT, did you lay your hands on some cosmic books?
I did.
Okay. So I'm going to show off the Zorro books real quick.
Yeah, do it.
That I picked up, and then I'll jump to you, and then I'll come back to show off the G.I. Joe pickups. for my run. So okay, so I came across this book, and this is a double, so I had put this one up for sale, but I don't know, I may hold on to it too. This is The Return of Zorro. This is Dell 4-color limited series 2, number 425, and this is the second authorized appearance of Zorro in comic books. So I came across another copy of these stuffed in the far back of the bottom drawer bin. Yeah, there's a small stack of them, and I decided to grab this one, and I think one other one that I didn't have. So this is a double. I already have one in higher grade for this, but I decided to just go and pick it up anyway because it's the second appearance of Zorro. So how can you go wrong with that?
Can't go wrong there, right?
Yeah, I mean it really is a beautiful cover. Is that
a 10-cent book?
Yep. 10-center. This would be from
late 50s, right?
Yeah, it would be, I think it might have been 59 to 60 because the first appearance was, I don't know, I'm probably speaking out of turn.
I think it's
it's a 10-center.
Yeah.
So there's that one. This was another LCS pickup. This is also Dell. And yeah, this one's copyright 1960. So this is when they had started using the photo covers, but it was still Dell that was publishing them. But as you can see up top, they were doing the Walt Disney's Zorro because at that time Walt Disney had picked it up, and who picked up some Turok's #1s. All right.
I got some.
Well, yeah. All right. So this one, I picked this one up. And then also for my good buddy MT, I picked up a couple of Silver Age books. This is when the license for publishing shifted over to Gold Key. Walt Disney Presents Zorro. I think this, like in the chronology of Gold Key books, this is like 601. And then also picked up 703. And these were both photo covers as well. And I did not have these because I had only focused on the Golden Age run and getting those first, and so now I've started picking up the photo covers that are out there. But those are two beautiful books. Thank you again, MT, for the deal on that one. And yeah, did you got your tracking number right?
Yeah, I did see that. That.
Cool. All right. Oh, yeah. There's some really good Zorro stories out there. Hey, I'm going to bounce it back to MT right now so he can show us some of his cosmic pickups.
All right. Well, I guess before I get to the cosmic, I'll show you my two goofy books that I got. Alf and Heathcliff, stuff I read as a kid. So another quick thing that I got from T-Pain. I love Charlton books. You can usually get these really cheap, but they've got some of these just really awesome far out science fiction covers that are done in specific color palettes. I think these are great books to pick up. They're usually pretty cheap. This one's a DC, but Charlton, anything that's out there wacky like this, I think are great pickups. So the books that should be on your radar right now, looking forward towards like the Guardians of the Galaxy film, Marvel or the MCU is moving more cosmic in this next phase. So people are looking for more affordable buy-ins for like first appearances of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's Marvel Presents #3. You can still get this for like $20 to $30 usually. This is the new Guardians of the Galaxy lineup, which would be their second team that has Starhawk in it. This is a very affordable book. I buy these whenever I see them. And then you move into the Annihilation wave stuff that happened around 2000. Oh, yeah, one more. This is from that other area. So this is also another lineup. So this is a different team. This is from the 90s. You can usually get these for about $20. So this is another $20-$30. Very reasonable buy-in to get a first appearance of a iteration volume. This is like volume 2 maybe of Guardians of the Galaxy. Can't remember. But at any rate, those are nice, easy buy-ins that will grow in value, and they're great to have for your collection, right? So one of the big female characters that they are going to be developing in the Cosmic Run is going to be Heather Douglas, which is Moondragon, the daughter of Drax. And she has a romantic relationship with Quasar, Phyla Vel. I should have grabbed her. I've got her first appearance in a slab up there. But you can get her mini series called Quasar. She becomes the new Quasar, gets the Quasar bands. There's like a 4-issue mini run that's usually pretty doggone affordable, part of the Annihilation Conquest. I think that's a great cheap buy-in book to be getting right now. And then in Guardians of the Galaxy, this is a great backbin book, and it's going up in value. She becomes the character Martyr. She loses her ability to become Quasar, and they make her into Martyr. And that is Guardians of the Galaxy number 12. This is from the series. The team that you see in the MCU is in this run of Guardians of the Galaxy from like 2006, something like that, right? But any of the number 1 Guardians of the Galaxy that have been up recently, you can find these in back bins pretty cheap. This was a variant. Another key book I think you should get from this same run is the Kang story. And Cosmo, first appearance of Cosmo the dog. We did see him in that first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Cosmo the dog's a great character. And a cheap buy-in. All right, 2 more quick books out of that. Nova number 1. This is the cosplay variant, but there's a couple different covers of this. I think this is a good book to pick up fairly cheaply right now. Villains. Let's talk cosmic villains. One of the better cosmic villains that they have been kicking around that might appear in the MCU, and this has been a couple years they've been talking about this character, is called the Sphinx. The Sphinx first appeared, I believe, in Marvel Comics Presents or Marvel Premiere, one of the two. Marvel Spotlight, maybe. Marvel Spotlight. But anyways, his more modern iteration appears in the Realm of Kings Nova, number 32. You can usually pick this book up for 10 or 15 bucks in high grade. I think this is another great book to be picking up. I just picked up another 2 copies of this here this past week. And to end it out on a high note, somebody was asking about one of those. I'm always buying these, always buying those. I got this from my buddy T-Pain too. Mark Jeweler variant. I love this. One of my all-time favorite Captain America covers. I have 2 T-shirts that have this on it. One of them's actually from the day. It's a star stamp too. Look at that. But it's from 1980. I have the T-shirt from 1980 and then a modern reprint of that T-shirt. But to end on a high note, a little bit more Leia action here. So we've got two really nice Leia covers to end on a high note. But anyway, that's what I'm collecting right now. That's what I'm stacking.
That's awesome. Those last 2 are pretty funny. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring it back over here one more time and finish off. So as you know, I've been working on my G.I. Joe run. That's one of my big goals for for 2022. Continuing it from last year. I'll go through them real quick. I got most of these for fairly inexpensively because it was a 50% off sale, and a lot of these hadn't been, repriced in quite some time. The conditions were a little off in some cases, but when you're paying $2 or $3 a book, I'm not going to complain, especially for G.I. Joe. So G.I. Joe number 18, putting this at about an 8.5 plus or minus. G.I. Joe, and these are all books I did not have, so there's no doubles in here. G.I. Joe number 19 in an 8.5 plus or minus. G.I. Joe number 30, I put this one at only about a 6.0. They are fresh and new Mylars. That's why they're all shiny and beautiful. All right. A lot of them are newsstands. Yeah, like 2 out of those last 3 were newsstands. Number 51 in about an 8.5 plus or minus, also a newsstand. And MT, if these are circa like 85 to 86, is that still when newsstands were Were they about 50-50 at that time?
The
Or?
first direct comics started to appear in 1979.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're still having more newsstands than directs in the early 80s, but they're starting to even out. About that time period, you're starting to get closer to 50-50.
Gotcha. Okay. So here's number 56. This is about an 8.5. This is also a newsstand here. Man, hey, I read comics. That is awesome. If you've got a full run of G.I. Joe, I've been working on it now for about a year and a half. Well, no, actually, yeah, it's coming up on about a year because I only started halfway during 2021. What's up, Jason D? Stephen Hooper, congratulations on picking up your G.I. Joe #1. Hey, even I have a low grade one in addition to my slabbed one, and the low grade one stays raw with the run. This is G.I. Joe number 72, and this is a 7.0 plus or minus. It does have some rear cover issues, but it is what it is. Let's see, G.I. Joe number 80, also in a newsstand. This is about a 9.0 plus or minus.
There's so many great covers in that run.
There really are
some really good action covers.
Yeah, especially when you get to that run of Mike Zeck covers.
Yes.
Man, those are some nice books right there. All right, this is number 99, G.I. Joe number 99, in a 9.2 plus or minus. This was actually a really clean copy. And that is really cool that you've held on to him all this time. I read comics. He said he got
to the newsstand and got
from the newsstand every month.
Nice.
All right, G.I. Joe. Okay, so here's number 101 in about an 8.0 plus or minus. The new October Guard. Here's number. I didn't realize that I have a double of this, so I'm gonna have to look and see what I've got. I don't know. I may do one of these as a giveaway because these are actually more desirable. This is G.I. Joe starring Snake Eyes and Ninja Force. This was G.I. Joe number 138. So this is getting later on in the run. Remember, the last issue was 155. So these later issues had much lower print counts.
Right.
So they are more desirable. This is about a 9.0 plus or minus. It's still in the poly bag with the card in the back. And this is the second copy I have of that one. And then the last G.I. Joe pickup from this time around was G.I. Joe number 141. It's still branded as G.I. Joe starring Snake Eyes and Ninja and Transformers. This was Transformers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this was because they had Transformers. You can see Megatron in the background there in shadow. He's got somebody. This is about a 7.5 plus or minus. And you can see, I think that Snake Eyes is one of his costumes. I think that's him. I'm not 100% sure which one. I can't remember his costumes.
He had 3 different costumes.
He had quite a few. Well, no, when he got into the Ninja Force thing, they started doing the repaints and the weird masks and all that kind of stuff. And I lost track of it at that point.
Yeah, right, because he had actually a jungle commando outfit and yeah.
So this was the last one of that little batch. Also, just back, hey, if you sent books in for the George Perez signing and opted to have them sent back to you, just as an FYI, I did get my 2 in today. They came back, shipped. It was Spectacular Spider-Man number 9 and number 10. They're still in these Ultra Pro signature wrap or signature books.
That one only took about 4 months to come back. That's not terrible.
I didn't think it was terrible at all. A couple other fun pickups from the. I'll flip through these real quick, and then we'll call it a night. Did you have anything else, MT?
No, I was just going to show off some of my TV show books, but I couldn't reach them in time. I've got one cool little one. I think this might have even come from you. Did this book come from you?
Yes, yeah, that was that Saturday morning cartoon lot that I put together. Yeah,
I've been filling out a lot of my Hanna-Barbera books recently, but it's on the other side of the room. But I used to watch this as a kid on Nickelodeon. My sister used to love this show for whatever reason. So
I'll tell you that Visionaries was actually a really clean copy.
Those are hard to find. You know that is the most scarce action figure from the 90s?
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. they're one of the more higher valued action figures. Those and this Bionicle type. There was like a guy who was a diver, a rescue EMT guy, and it had like little Lego things that you would stick on the sides of the characters. Those and Visionaries are the two most expensive and scarce action figures from that era. Who
Very
knew?
cool. Hey, what's up, Spider Girl? Good to have you with us. Glad that you're joining us. Let's go through this last stack that I picked up. So Star Slayer number 1. Pick this up. This is about a 9.0 right here. And this is the first, well, obviously it's the first issue of Star Slayer, so I think it's his first appearance, but it's also the preview ad for the first appearance of the Rocketeer in comic books. Also from that run that they had in the back issue bin was Star Slayer number 4. So this would have been part 3 of the Rocketeer backup feature that was in it. For my Punisher, this is a little side thing. It's not a big priority for me, but I pick them up whenever I can, especially at half price of an already low price. Punisher War Journal number 5 with Jim Lee art. Punisher War Journal number 9. And then Punisher War Journal number 10. I've already got the bigger, more iconic covers. One of them actually signed by Jim Lee. Okay, so I found this in actually not bad condition. It's about I'm going to put it at about a 5.5 or so. But this is Tower of Shadows number 1 from Marvel.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, pick that little bad boy up.
Those have really low print counts.
Yeah. And here's the thing. There was 2 of them, and I just snagged this one. I should have probably taken both.
Centurions. There you go, Ivory Comics.
Yep,
You nailed it, buddy.
5 is Jim Lee. I have 1 in LG. Yep. It's a good. The Punisher War Journal is a really good book to pick up. That's a lot of good. And 6 and 7 is the first appearance or the first meeting of Wolverine and Punisher, and that's a massively undervalued book because remember, both of those guys are going to be in the MCU at the same time, and the same for Punisher Annual number 2, which is the first meeting of Moon Knight and Punisher. So, okay, so another pickup. I already had a copy of this, but another copy of X-Men Adventures number 1. They had this at about an 8.5, but I put it at a 9. It's got a severe spine tick, but it's actually pretty clean otherwise. So that was nice to pick that one up. Batman number 272. And then Ultimate X, the 3rd print variant edition. This one's autographed. Or this one is a raw autograph up there at the top. I think that's Jeff Loeb that signed that one. But this is an Art Adams sketch cover variant for 3rd printing. And then last one is X Factor number 92. This one is also an autograph book, number 2575 of 7500. It's part of the Fatal Attractions series. This one's autographed. So I snagged this one up because for $3, why not?
And the hologram works, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And this book is in actually really good condition, like really good condition. So, but there's no, I think it was one of those Dynamic Forces signings, but there's no COA in the back. But I know around this time they were doing a lot of signings for these books in the Fatal Attractions series. So yeah, so those are and then of course I can't forget Den of Geek, picked up the latest issue. I still like magazines, especially when they're free. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, you were talking about your 50% off hunting, and I'll show you this real quick. It's something I look for immediately whenever I go to a shop or a con, and they've got 50% off.
Ooh.
Look for the Masters of the Universe mini comic collection. It's like an omnibus. Right. This has a $30 cover price. I've seen them sold up as much as $50. Last 2 copies I got were $15 a piece. I got them half off.
Wow.
And I can remember arguing with kids about this back in the day. If you got a Series 1 Prince Adam, which not a whole lot of kids got Prince Adam, there was an alternate He-Man origin story where He-Man was a barbarian in a cave, and the goddess came and gave him weapons, and he became He-Man. He wasn't Prince of Eternia.
Hang on.
He was from a barbarian clan. And that's why Tila was called the goddess on the back of Gen 1. Or this might have come with one of the play sets, like that you had the plastic swords and shields and stuff. But they quickly did a rewrite where he became Prince Adam and all that. But they give commentary on this, and it goes all the way through to you get all the She-Ra comics in here. It goes through where it becomes his son, Hero, and they go out into space, which I wasn't particularly fond of that series. But at any rate, it's all in here, and they go in and give you some modern stuff. But this is just an awesome, awesome thing to add to your collection. The mini comics.
That is really cool.
I think this is a good book to always look for at a half-off sale discount, because it does have kind of a high cover price of $30 US, but you can get it for $15. It's well worth it. Hardcover.
Nice.
That's it. That's all I got.
Very cool,
guys.
All right, everybody. Hey, thanks so much for all those that were here tonight that tuned in for this episode of Monday Halls Live. Make sure and catch the rewind if you're joining us late. One quick reminder: we do have a milestone giveaway going on right now. Speaking of He-Man. If you're a He-Man fan or a comic speculator and you have been looking forward to owning a copy of Masters of the Universe #1 in a CGC 9.4 white pages, this is the book for you right here, and it could be yours for free. All you have to do is go to the entry video, which is also on the channel, and follow the instructions in the video. It's only 3 minutes, very simple to do. And not a lot of people have entered it. I think there's only like 50 or 60 people that have entered thus far, which is crazy, because this book is going to be hot once the first images from the new Netflix show start coming out, because we've already got our new He-Man, or Prince Adam, I guess, and it's going to be coming to Netflix, and so I'm looking for it live action. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. Hope that they do a better job with it than they did with the animated series.
I was going to say, Dolph is watching.
Dolph is watching. Dolph is watching. You know, we got to live up to Dolph. So here's the deal. Masters of the Universe, this is their first appearance in a self-titled comic. Could be yours for free. And there's also going to be some other giveaways. You might have even seen one of them tonight. So there will be, to enter, remember, you have to go to that video and you have to follow the instructions on that video. This Wednesday night, in 2 days, about 48 hours from now, we're going to be doing our regularly scheduled The Giveaway Show, and that's when we're going to do the live wheel spins to give that slab away. And that's right, no strings attached. Nobody has to pay shipping or anything like that. You don't have to buy books, nothing. All you have to do is enter to win and be the lucky winner when the wheel spins. So, hey, I hope you guys go ahead and do that. I'm excited because that was for our 750 subscriber milestone. We are now rocketing our way towards the next subscriber milestone, which is 850. After that, it'll be 1,000, and then who knows where we'll go from there. But I got a lot of cool stuff that I want to give away. I don't mind giving it away. Yep. I read comics. You got to be in it to win it. There you go. All right. Thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. We're going to go ahead and call it a night and sign off here. But again, it has been a pleasure to hang out with you. Thanks for watching. If you missed the beginning, make sure rewind, catch it on the rewind and check it out. So we have enjoyed hanging out with you. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Good night.